Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.
What's good, BEVIS? RFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Regent's Park, probably the nicest interview setting that I've ever had. But unfortunately, it's Jordan Reynolds that I've got in front of me.
Listen, mate,
How are you, big man?
I'm all good, mate. Thanks for having me. Not a bad sight. I'm like a fine wine, getting better as I get older. So it's all good. It's all good.
What's it like being back just in England? I mean, obviously you're a Luton boy from Luton, but knocking about in London now. But what's it like just getting away from Ireland? Obviously, not a bad thing that you're out there, but just getting back home and like you said, the weather's just a little bit better, isn't it?
Mate, listen, it's Ireland. You get about 4 seasons in one day. It's mad. It's mad weather out there. But listen. I miss my town. I miss Luton. I miss my friends, my family, all the people from my town. But listen, I love London. I love it, mate. I love the nightlife and the from the day life and all that. So it's good to be back. But I'm back for a few things, business and family, and then back to Ireland because it's too easy to get distracted here. And when you know everyone out here and everyone's trying to get older, do you know what I mean? So I'm back to Ireland and then keep my head down and crack on. Hopefully the 30th. Nothing's been announced yet, but I'll get my license and I'm training for the 30th of September. So I'm hoping to get out ASAP.
I'm gonna come on to that in a second. You say like there's distractions and you know people, and that you sent me a voice note earlier. And in the middle of the voice note, you was like, "Oh, you're right." I was like, "Oh, see someone in the background." Is it you getting recognised, or is it just that you know everyone in Luton?
Nah, listen, Luton's just like I don't know if you in Luton, everyone knows everyone. It's just a town. It's a big town, but I just got off I was in the airport, and then it was like Jordan. I was like, "What's the crack in that?" And then it's been, "What are you doing tonight?" and things like that. I was like, "Nah, listen, I'm chilling. I'm in camp. But yeah, listen, everyone with Luton, everyone backs you, which is great. It's a positive. It's very, very positive support. I've got a great following. When I can start fighting in front of crowds, we're going to be doing at least 1,000 tickets, man. Do you know what I mean? So like, I've got great support. The town's always backed me, and do you know what? I'm even building a big following in Ireland, mate. Even I'm living on an estate in Ireland, and I'm even getting all the kids and that starting to know me and that, all shadowboxing when I'm driving past. Yeah, it's good, man. Like it's actually yeah, the support's good.
The Pete Taylor influence, they call that. I want to talk about just generically the boys there and Pete and stuff. You've been there for what, 5 months now? Is it 5 months?
5 months, yeah.
About 5 months, yeah. So quite a while. You'd have settled in. How you found it?
Mate, I'm more than settled in, mate. Listen, I need a fight. I'm gonna be punchy soon, mate. I've been there for 5 months in a camp. 5-month camp, really. When we going too hard every day, but the plan was to have an 8 or 9 week camp, make my debut in June, be the opening of the golden contract, which was supposed to be in June. Obviously, the pandemic, the virus, and all this stuff. Been pushing back, and I just kind of stayed disciplined and dedicated to my craft and to myself, and stayed out there, keep learning my trade, and made the contacts, build a following in Ireland, and I'm in a great place, mate. I've got great people around me, got a great team, from Pete Taylor to Butch to Screamer to Stevie Collins, to all them lads back me, all great mindsets. Then got Gary Cully, who's got a winning mindset. So I'm surrounded by great people, Iron sharpens iron. So yeah, it's all good.
Is it tough in a way though, seeing Gary know that he had a fight date penciled in, prepare for that, Tyrone for the biggest fight of his career? Pete told me that Davey's got a date that they can't announce yet. So you're watching people train for dates, and for you it's been sort of a rough estimate of when you can get out, not sort of something set in stone. Yeah,
it's like, it's frustrating, don't get me wrong, but I do kind of trust the process. I'm just trusting the process. It's giving me more time. Instead of looking at negatives, I'm always looking at the positives. I'm getting more time to learn my apprenticeship. I found out that I'm gonna be starting on 6 rounds to the 4, so I'm getting used to slowing the pace down instead of this amateur style, throwing loads of punches, sitting down on my shots a lot more. So yeah, it is what it is. It's one of them things. As long as I get out 2 or 3 times this year, I'll be happy. And now doors are opening. It's looking positive. I'm learning. I'm in great shape. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take over this middleweight division. It's as simple as that. It's there to be done. I'm coming from all, and they know it as well. So I can't wait.
I want to ask you something about, it's basically about Tyrone, I suppose, because obviously we've seen the back and forth with him and O'Hara, and when you make friends, sometimes their enemies become your enemies. Is that the case? And you see the whole back and forth with things like O'Hara and McKenna. Is that something that you find yourself getting emotionally invested in sometimes, or 'cause obviously you'd be good mates with Tyro now, or is that just something that you're not too asked about really?
Nah, listen, I never really get my emotions too much. Listen, there's always going to be someone. It's like, do you know when you go to work, you work at a place, there's always one idiot. There's always one dickhead there, do you know what I mean? So in boxing, there's always one person you don't want to get on with. But I try not to get my emotions into it. It's a business at the end of the day. It's a fight. We've got to sell the fight. It is what it is. But yeah, I can't really sit here and start calling people out saying I don't like him, but you know, like, have a bit of fun with it. Do you know what I mean? I want to bring the showmanship in, tune it in, make boxing big for the showman stuff, and yeah, like, but yeah, there's no really general any hate for Chip and things like that, unless things get heated in a press conference or whatnot. Then it's business. But yeah, it is what it is.
And it's a busy gym as well, so I'm sure you could probably tell me a few funny stories and that, but we won't go into that now. I bet you all have a good laugh though, and it must help the fact that, you know, you said iron sharpens iron from a boxing perspective. Yeah, that's spot on. But the fact that you're doing it with your mates, people you get on with, you can all have a laugh away from it as well.
Yeah, there's a rule. Listen, balance is key. Sometimes less is more. If we're not training, like John, we'll go out for coffee, have a good chat. From there to the recovery rooms, we're all doing yoga, to the ice baths and all that. So we're all even with like my haircuts and things like that, they're all gym and fighters. So we've just always got this fighting mindset, and it's this mindset of always, like, we're still switched on, but we're switched off. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can't. It's probably the best move I've done. Do you know what I mean? It really is. Like, I could easily be in London training. I could get a coach in London. I could be in my comfort zones, but I just thought I need to be in Ireland. It's out of my comfort zone. It's away from distractions. Pete Taylor's obsessed and passionate about the sport. Great team, great sparring. I'm there.
What more could you ask for? I want to talk about Gary Cully's fight quickly. We just quickly mentioned it on the way here. Yeah, stressed out for 20 seconds, aren't you?
Mate, I don't know what it is with Gary, alright? I love Gary, mate, but I get nervous when he fights, you know. Like, he's unbelievable. He's a freak of nature. I don't know what he weighs in his kilos. Probably a 60 kilo lad. He eats 3 or 4 times meals a day. 6'4", southpaw, long range, and can bang. Mate, he absolutely schooled the kid. Got caught with a silly shot. I wouldn't say a silly shot. It's the pro game. It's little gloves. If you get caught like that, you're gonna go down. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, mate, he had me scared for 20 seconds. I thought his legs were there, but then that just shows the conditioning, the mental preparation he's had. Overcome that, mate. After 20 or 30 seconds, he went on and won the round, even though he was dropped. So it shows Gary's he's an all-round fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like, he answered a few questions that night. Can he take a shot? He can take a shot. We got back up and he fought well. So he's got the heart. He's got the heart of a champion for sure.
Yeah. So the middleweight division. You said you want to bring that showmanship. I feel like there is something. I'll say something missing. You know, you've got hard hitters. You got good boxers. You got skills. You got all this. But I feel like there is a little bit of showmanship missing. Someone who's going to come and bring that energy as well. And you feel like you're that man.
Yeah, there's no one there. Like, it's just the same old, same old. It's like, come out to rap music. I want to shoot your mum and all this. Do you know what I mean? There's no one being real and staying true to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, you got to bring it. We're in the entertainment business. Simple as that. And like, I ain't gonna shy away. Listen, I love the 50s. Everyone who knows and watches me. I love the old school dancing and all that stuff. So like, I want to be coming out when I'm allowed. Be coming out with the pin-up girls and making it back. Do you know, like the Nassim days and the Nigel Benz and the Eubank days? I want it to be a proper showmanship so people remember. Do you know what I mean? And be involved with some great fights. That's what it's all about.
Well, to be involved, like you said, you've got to get your license, do all this. I know you said you've had a little update today. Can you give us a bit more than the fact that you're looking at the 30th and you want to get your license? Can you give us some updates if you're allowed to?
Yeah. Well, listen, I got an email saying I got a meeting with the board, so that's positive. So I'm aiming for the 30th. As soon as I get that license, I need it within a week or two, which is looking positive now with the email I've got. So I'm aiming for the golden contract on the 30th. Even though I've had no confirmation, but in my head, that's where I'm at. That's what Pete's told me to aim for. Make sure I'm conditioned and ready to go, which I am. I've been in camp for 5 months on and off, do you know what I mean? It's ticking over. So yeah, so just everyone tune in and just keep watching out for me. I'm coming onto the scenes, man. I can't wait to make my mark come the 30th.
If we're going to talk about you fighting at middleweight, we're going to have to talk about the division. Like I said, it is a hot division. You know, you've got the guys at the top, which of course we'll leave for the minute. Danny Dignam got the WBO European, slick boxer, well-scored amateur. Denzel Bentley with BT, been promoted well, going out there, banging the shit out of everyone that he fights, it seems. Felix cash in line for the European with Matchroom as well. So There's definitely some names out there, but is it something that... Do you look at those guys now, or do you think I need to get these early fights under my belt before I even think about those guys?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not deluded. I can't go say, oh, I'll fight Liam Williams straight away in my debut and all these lads. You know what I mean? I'm not deluded. Like, I've had a great amateur apprenticeship, you know, over 100 fights, booked around the world and whatnot. I know where I stand. I know I'm more suited to the pros. The longer the rounds, the better I go. But yeah, don't get me wrong, me and Pete, we've sat down, we looked at the rankings, and like, there's a couple of lads from ranking 6 to 10 in the UK. I beat 2 or 3 of them lads already in the amateurs 2 or 3 times. Do you know what I mean? And then we're looking at your Denzel Bentleys and things like that. Listen, I think I'd outbox him. I think I'll you got to believe in yourself. I believe in myself. I think I'll take the red off. So and that's what I'm coming here to do. I'm not here to be. I think I might win. I might go in there and I think I'm gonna win. I'm going there to win. I'm going there to change my life and my family's life. And that's as simple as that. So whoever's in your way, you got to take out. But like from 6 to 10 rankings in the UK, it's wide open. 2 or 3 of them lads I've already beaten the amateurs. So yeah, I'm coming for it. I can't rush it. Do you know what I mean? I've got a long way to go. Do you know what I mean? But step at a time. By the end of the next year, I want to be fighting for titles. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's Southern Air or English titles.
And you know what them guys are going to say. You mentioned the fact that you beat him in the amateur. Told you, I spoke to Robbie Chapman the other day who said, you know, he's 2-1 up on Denzel in the amateurs, and you look at where they are in the program now. So there are going to be people like, look, you're talking about the amateurs, but it means absolutely nothing.
Is that, yeah, listen, and I'm there, and another thing I'm going to say, oh, you ain't even made your debut yet, you can't call no one out, which I understand, but time will tell, and they know I'm going to be on their back. There's not going to be no fights where I'm having 15 fights against 15 journeymen. It's a couple fights, get my feet on the ground, and I'm going to start climbing the rankings quickly. Do you know what I mean? I want to be on their back. I'm coming for them. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be messing about, mate. I'm not in this game to like. It's a short career. There's no point in me. I don't want to get nothing out of 15 fights, 15 journeymen. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to learn nothing. I'd rather have a few fights, find my feet, and then crack on for these titles, mate. As simple as that. And yeah, listen, the division's there, fights to be made. And middleweight, there's a few lads who are game. Let's have it. Let's make the fights.
Obviously, signed a promotional managerial deal with MTK, and you know, you look at the likes of John Hedges, who signed a managerial deal with Sam Jones, but is going to be fighting under the Matchroom banner. Is that something you think about as well? I mean, if you're fighting September the 30th, you could have your fight broadcast live on Sky Sports. And is that something you think about, the sort of Sky Sports, BT, and any of these other platforms, sort of solely, for the promotional side? Yeah,
I look at all that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm in no rush. MTK know what they're doing with me. They're a strong, solid team. I've got all my trust in them. I'm probably worth a bit, do you know what I mean, with my apprenticeship and how I am and my following and my branding and things like that. It's all, do you know what I mean? It's like I've always done it myself. So when I get that exposure, people want to see what I'm really about. But yeah, there's no rush for me. Like I'm not like I want to box on the Sky Sports, the ESPNs, the BT Sports. I want to get everyone seeing me. I don't want to be stuck to one platform, one channel. Do you know what I mean? I want to get around, mate. Be clever about it. You know. Yeah, I'm the Wanderer. I'm the type of guy who would never settle down. Yeah, the Wanderer, yeah. So just wander around, mate. And I've always been doing that since I was a young kid, mate. I've never been in one spot. Never, since the age of 15, 16, mate. I've travelled here, there and everywhere. And if I got to wander to each channels, I wander to each channel, mate. It benefits me. But don't get me wrong, Eddie Hearn's the man to be with at the moment. I want to be with him. Long term or next year or 2 years. Listen, when MTK say I'm ready or they've got the right money and if you make, do you know what I mean? That's when I go, mate. My trust is with MTK. That's the last of my worries. That's what MTK are there for, and Pete Taylor. So I'll leave it in their hands.
Struggling with debt, bills, loans, credit cards. Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.